Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And there's some pretty big evidence that the market reversal in cryptocurrency has begun. Now, this is a transition process just like any other market, but there's some pretty big signals stating that the market reversal has already started happening. So we're going to be breaking this down, explaining why this is the case. And if you guys are interested, go ahead and stick around for the video. And do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this, because this is some pretty crucial and substantial information. So in order to do this, guys, what we need to do is take a look at the weekly chart and the monthly chart. And across all three, we're going to be primarily focusing on the monthly and the weekly indicators and oscillators. So first things first, we're going to start this out by looking at the MACD, then the RSI, and then the stochastics. So looking at the weekly MACD, what we can see over here is a pretty clear signal that ever since December of 2017, we've just been in this downtrend. Now, that's nothing new to us. If you guys have been in cryptocurrency, you guys have probably noticed this. But the clear thing that I want to highlight over here is that ever since we kind of bottomed out on our MACD, we have been making consistently lower swing lows or higher swing lows each time we're over here. So what this is telling me is that we're receiving lower levels of negative momentum upon each swing low over here, saying that the bears are starting to get exhausted. And that not only are they getting exhausted, but each time they come back down here on a swing low, they're weaker than they have previously been before. So what you see is just this exhaustion process happening over on the bears, and now you even have your oscillators pointing and rounding back up towards the upside. So you are seeing consistently lower levels of negative momentum on a weekly chart. That's pretty significant, and it's even more significant on this monthly chart, and there's even more clear evidence as to why it's the case over there. But looking over here, what you're seeing is that, again, the bears are getting weaker. They're losing strength upon every time we come back down here. And so what we're looking at over here is just some nice bullish divergence, saying, all right, we probably have seen the worst of this bear market, and that it's starting to be this transition time. Now, this is the weekly chart, and looking at our RSI, what we see over here is kind of the same thing. For the first time in a while, this is a higher high on our RSI. You know, we came back down, pierced through this oversold territory, and what we've been able to do is actually start this nice little uptrend over here, saying, okay, on this weekly chart, we actually have some nice evidence that we could have bottomed out. If you guys know anything about the relative strength index, otherwise known as the RSI, which is what we're looking at right now, this is a beautiful case for that on the weekly chart. So looking at this again, noticing the fact that now we have one, two, probably, I don't even know if we can even call this one a third, but what we have started seeing is it's just this uptrend from this support level that is the RSI. Again, 30 on the RSI is where you transition from this median into the oversold territory. So using this as a support is very, very crucial. And again, it's great to see. Looking at the stochastics over here, what you've noticed is that this process has started to slow down. For the first, half of all of 2018 and 2018, this thing was pretty much just pointed downwards the entire year. But with seeing this over here, again, what you're seeing is that this is just the bears running out of fuel. You're seeing bearish exhaustion in this zone, and with this happening on a weekly timescale, it's saying that every week the bears are becoming progressively weaker, essentially. Now, while that might not be true for every single week out of the year, it's saying that overall they are losing strength every single week, and you can kind of see this by this choppiness, really happening in here. And the way that this is happening, again, is saying that the bears are essentially just losing strength. And something that I want to point out over here, if we actually zoom in, is that you are forming higher lows on your stochastics over here, again, on your oscillators. So looking at this, again, consistent higher lows on your weekly chart for stochastics is really good to see. Now, the evidence really starts getting crazy when we go ahead and switch this from a weekly chart to a monthly chart. And one of the most giant things that I want to highlight, if you guys get one thing from this video, is that we have not had a single MACD candle on our monthly chart pointing upwards since, what was this, December of 2017. So ever since December of 2017, we have had consistently lower MACD candles the entire way through this monthly time scale. Now, for the first time ever, what we can actually see is that this thing is rounding off, and we actually have a higher MACD candle than the previous one. Now, this is huge, because what we call this on the MACD is that it's rounding. This thing is rounding back up towards the upside, and what this signifies is that, again, on a monthly chart, this is saying, all right, the worst of this is gone. Now, as long as this sticks, as long as nothing crazy happens and no significant dump happens, you are going to have your first higher high, or your first higher candle on a monthly MACD chart. And that's what's really crucial about this, because while the MACD again is a little bit of a lagging indicator, it's still a substantial one. And so when you're looking at big more market maker, market reversal things, this is a great example saying, all right, the worst of this is over. And now what you can probably deduct from this is that this reversal process has begun. Now, with this reversal process happening, it's exactly that. It is a process. It's not something that's going to be from 4K to 20K, maybe even by the end of this year. It's probably going to be this long process, because what you have is you have the reversal process, and then you have the bull market coming back in. And I want to make sure that those two things are separate, because this reversal, consolidation, capitulation, whatever you want to call it, process is different from a bull market. So just because one bear market ends doesn't mean we go right back into a bull market. There is a transition zone, excuse me. Everything is not either black or white, and it has to be either one or the other. And so when we're looking at this, that's what you guys need to get out of this. Again, what this is telling me is that this thing has started entering this transitional zone over here, and now that's what I'm looking at. So I believe the worst of this bear market could very well be over. Not to say that we can't have a lower low, or not to say that we can never go down again, but what I am saying is that from this information over here, what this is telling me is that, again, the worst of this is over, and that this transitional period has begun on Bitcoin. Same thing's happening over here with our RSI. We're starting to round up over here. It's really good to see. And this is on a monthly chart as well. So with this happening over here, we're just below our median on our RSI. And so with this thing rounding upwards, I think it's a pretty big deal. We actually have a nice shot at making some sort of a bullish case scenario for Bitcoin at this point. And the stochastics, again, just barely trying to round up over here with your oscillators, just trying to point upwards. I think, again, if we can get this and the RSI turned around really well, I think it's going to be a very good case scenario for Bitcoin over here. Now, this is the first green monthly candle that we've seen in about 7 months. So looking at this over here, again, a great month for Bitcoin. Again, if you guys are involved in the space, I'm sure you guys have known that the price of Bitcoin has been up about $1,000 in the past couple of weeks. So it has been a good area for Bitcoin. So what I want to highlight is that just because we had this one good month, that's not the reason why I'm bullish. The reason why I'm bullish is some of these larger timescales giving me and feeding me more bullish information. Now, I am not a perma-bull. If you guys know, I have been shorting the market a lot, but what this is showing me is, again, it's just giving me hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And a lot of people seem to think that Bitcoin's going to zero, or that it's going to $600 or something. To be quite honest, I think that's silly, because I don't think it's going to just die off, and I don't think it's going to go under $1,000. But when I'm looking at this, what I am seeing is, as long as we hold relatively safe and strong levels from here on out, I don't think it'll be too hard for us to start this reversal process. Now, again, it's a process. I don't want Moon Boys coming in here and saying that we're going to be at 5 digits by the end of the year, because I don't think it's very possible. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't think it's reasonable or feasible. So with this transition process, arguably beginning in Bitcoin, I think it's going to be a longer, drawn-out process that people are going to have to get used to. It's going to be a consolidation process. It's going to be a drawn-out process. It's probably not going to be the most fun zone, but this is going to be something that needs to happen in order for us to get back into a bull market eventually. So hopefully that did make sense. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the comment section below. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. What do you guys think about this chart? Has the market reversal begun? If not, where do you guys think that it will be? And if so, let me know in the comment section down below. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys in the next video.